Jordan, the classic musical Hello, Dolly starring Gene Kelly and Barbra Streisand was released earlier this month on Blu-ray. We sat down with someone very close to the late director Gene Kelly to find out about this iconic production. Today we are joined by Patricia Ward Kelly, and we're talking about Hello, Dolly, from the lavish sets to the unforgettable songs. Share with me why this is such an important movie musical for you.
Well, I think one of the most important things is that, and one of the things that people really forget, is that Gene directed this movie and was behind the camera. And so I think it's very nice, not only that they are releasing this extraordinary restored version of the movie, but it's nice to remind people that Gene was a creative artist and behind the camera just as much as he was a performer in front of it.
Now, we're so used to seeing Gene Kelly dance on film. Did that sort of translate into wonderfully choreographed numbers?
I think that's really how he wanted to be remembered, was for the choreography and learning how to use the camera to capture dance. And so I think he staged several of the numbers in this, the parade scene and Ribbons Down My Back, and It Only Takes a Moment. And you see the little hints of how you use the camera to capture moments. And I think it's extraordinary. I think people will really enjoy it. I think 44 years later, it still resonates. I think people will love the lavish color, as you say, and this glorious team effort and extraordinary stars. I mean, it's great to see Barbra Streisand. She's beautiful in it. And I think the chemistry between the two is hilarious, even though the two were not getting along on set, Walter and Barbara.
Now, one of my favorite things about a DVD is you get those special features that sort of show you a behind-the-stage look. Is that how this one works, too?
Yes, apparently there'll be a little bit of, I share a few of the stories that Gene shared with me over the decade we were together, and there's also a great bonus featurette. It's one of my favorite parts, which is actually the behind-the-scenes shooting of the big parade scene. And Gene said it took 3 days to shoot the parade scene. They started with 8 cameras and 12,000 extras, and then each day began to diminish that. But you'll see him, and it's the classic Gene. It's the Gene as I knew him. He's in his Converse tennis shoes, and he does this great whistle, and it's really fun, and you get a real sense of what it was like to be there on that 20th century lot.
And then I have to ask you, while you're watching this DVD, what is your favorite scene to remember?
I think it's fun to think about It Only Takes a Moment, and the fact that the producers didn't want Michael Crawford to sing that number because they didn't think he had any big voice and they didn't think it would come over, and Gene said no, it has to be in there. And I love to think about what happened to Michael Crawford's career and how he kind of proved the producers wrong, and Gene was right to cast him and also right to insist that he sang that number. And you see it again in Wall-E, and I think we'll be seeing it pop up again and again.
And of course, he goes on to star in Phantom. Thank you so much, Patricia, for joining us, and we will be singing along as we watch our copy of Hello, Dolly.
That's great. I think you will. There are lots of numbers to sing to in that.
And